It's not quite 7 o'clock yet. This is just my hype song. Okay, cool. Okay, so I call that my hype song because believe it or not, even though I tell folks that it doesn't take much to come on live, I do get a teensy bit nervous a little bit every once in a while. And when I put on something that is kind of get me moving a little bit, that makes me feel a little bit better about it. How are you guys doing tonight? This is day 2 of the Guides and Tips to Online Dating. And I will be starting momentarily. You know, I'm trying something new today. I'm trying to see, I actually have my computer set up as well. I'm trying to see if there's a way for me to be able to share out, because I can't figure it out on my phone for some reason. Let's see. So I'm just gonna give a couple of seconds. Maybe a couple of people will come in. Day 2, here we go. Look at that. Okay, see? Okay, so I can share it out on my computer. Let's see how this works. Share it to my page. You guys hold on with me for 1 second. I just want to share it out to my timeline there. Okay. I'm going to post it, and then I will start. And once again, I am using my notes in front of me to make sure I don't forget anything and I don't, you know, miss giving you information about something. So yesterday we talked about knowing who you are, the different statistics about online dating, knowing your intent, knowing the purpose of online dating, and the starting of your profile. Okay, that was yesterday. Today, we're going to talk about trusting your intuition. We're going to talk about scams, red flags, interpreting their profiles, interpreting pictures, and everything that I say about interpreting their stuff, you can use it to your profile and to your pictures as well. And I'm going to review over that as well. And I honestly believe we can do this in just 2 days, y'all. I think this should be, I can get this done tonight. I won't have to come on the third night unless there are questions or something to that effect. But anyway, let's get started. Okay. Trusting your intuition. Guys, you have intuition as well. I know they always say women's intuition. But if you ever had an incident where you have been doing something and you get that little voice in your head that kind of warns you to do it or not to do it or whatever, and when it's all said and done, you go, man, I knew I should have did it, or I knew I shouldn't have done it, or I'm glad I didn't do it. As you listening to that little voice, that is your intuition. Men and women have it. Women may be a little stronger. You know, their intuition may be a little bit stronger, but men, you have intuition as well. And I advise you, when it comes to online dating, use it. Okay? If it doesn't feel right, it's not right. Okay, so deciphering profiles, that's what we're going to start with. First of all, I want to tell you something about online dating and profiles. They have actually done research that shows words that make women click on men profiles more and words that make men click on women profiles more. So I'm going to run those off real quick. I wrote them down. The 5 words for men profile that makes a woman click on his profile more often is physically fit, perceptive, spontaneous, outgoing, and optimistic. So men folk, if you're out there doing your profile up and you need to find some words to put in there to be able to scatter those 5, because they are saying that women will click on your profile more. There you go, right? Okay, and ladies, you have 5 words as well. Your 5 words, hey Didi, your 5 words are ambitious, perceptive, sweet, believe it or not, hardworking, and thoughtful. Scatter those words to your profiles if you want a couple of more clicks according to the stats. Okay. Anyway, so the first thing I want to talk about is profile. We're going to get into profiles. Okay. Watch the disclaimers. Anybody who's on their profile who make disclaimers, you have to be cautious and read into that, because you only make disclaimers when you have been involved in a situation more than one time. So for example, what I mean by that is, if you're reading a guy's profile and he says something to the effect of, I'm not interested in gold diggers, you know, I'm not spending my money, blah, 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 blah. That's a disclaimer. And when, like I said, when a person make a disclaimer, it's because it is something that's happened to him more than one time. You know, the first time something happened, you write it off as, well, and that was kind of weird, right? But when it continues to happen, then you start putting out these disclaimers about what you're not going to do. So what that tells me is if you're putting out disclaimer as a male and you're talking about gold diggers, that means there's some behavior that you display that make women think they can use you for, you know, they can take your stuff from you or they can use you for your money. So be cautious of the disclaimers, whether you're putting it on your profile or you're reading somebody else's profile. One thing that I found when I was online dating that I ran into, one disclaimer that I really had to, good, hey, good, Dee Dee says, I have my nephew listening. Good, let him listen. Because this is for men as well, because I feel sorry for y'all. Y'all have it worse than women, honestly. You do. So anyway, what I was saying was, one disclaimer that I continually ran into was a guy that says, hey, hon, how you doing? A guy that says, you know, no, I am not into gay. I'm not gay. I'm straight. Okay, you know, most straight guys don't have to say that, right? And unless this person has been approached by multiple gay people, there's something in his personality or there's something that he's doing that give it off the illusion or perception or truth or whatever it is that maybe, and I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with being gay, but I'm just saying if you're looking for a straight woman and you're portraying yourself as a straight man, this is what I'm talking about when I say when they make disclaimers about something that they're claiming not to be. It's because somebody else or multiple people have mistakenly thought that about them, and I'm wondering about the mistakes. Do people really, you know, everybody's wrong? I don't know. But I'm just telling you what I've learned through my experiences. So watch out for disclaimers. When a status is listed, and I believe it or not, there are some dating sites that have it's complicated as a status. If a person has it's complicated as their status, please believe them. It's going to be complicated. It's not worth your time. It's not worth your effort. Normally when it's complicated, it's because their girlfriend or their wife don't understand that they're dating online or they're picking women up and it's complicated for them. So don't waste your time on it's complicated. If it's complicated, then they're just going to bring you into complications. So it's not worth your time. It's not worth the effort. I told you yesterday there were 49 million people who have, single people who have admitted to using online dating at some point. There are many, many more people to choose from than a person who claims that their status is complicated. If they don't know, don't try to figure it out for them. Okay. Don't try to change a person's reality. And what I mean by that is, if a person is online saying that they are only looking for friends and you know you are looking for more than that. Remember we talked yesterday about your intent and making sure that your intent is clear and honest. If a person is saying they only want to be friends, please trust them to be that. Trust that to be their truth. You go in and you want to, you know, make it more than that. You try to change your mind and you end up getting hurt in the process. Now, the same thing holds true for the opposite side. If you know you're just out there for the hookup and you see a person who state that their intent is to get into a serious relationship, don't play with people. You can get hurt nowadays. I know so many stories on the news we see about people who get hurt because they're playing with people's emotions. And in this time and age, this is not a smart thing to do. You don't want it done to you. Don't do it to anybody else. Okay? Okay. Let's see. Scams. I wanted to talk about scams. Let me see. First of all, make sure I got everything. Scams do happen. Okay. You are beautiful. Every last one of you. Men, women, you're beautiful in your own way. You are beautiful. Okay? But figure the odds of the beautiful, handsome prince from the beautiful Africa who has looked on your profile and seen those pictures you've placed up there and read your profile and have fallen madly in love with something that you wrote on your profile. I'm not saying there's not good looking guys out there who, who will be attracted to you. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is when you get a celebrity type individual who is saying that the only thing that is, that's pulling me towards you is coming from a profile that's written. I've never seen you. I never met you. And the only way I'm communicating with you is through the words that's on your profile. And I've fallen madly in love with you. Please know that the odds of that actually being a king or a prince or a model is slim to none. And even if it was a prince, a king or a model, what kind of mental facility they have to have that they actually online fall in love from a profile? You don't want to get just the little 0.009% that is actually a prince. That prince, it's got to be something else going on in there. If you fall in love with the profile, I don't want to keep going on that too much. It's not that 0.999% is not worth the headache. It's not worth it's not worth it. Now add that on to asking for money. In life, in real life, we feel uncomfortable with people asking us for money. When a stranger, I don't care how strong that connection you think it is. I don't care how close you think you've gotten and what's the chances of this person actually being. I'm laughing at the hey D, I'm laughing. But anyway, what is the chance of you don't even want to give people who's out right there in front of you, hey D, money? Why would you pass your money to somebody you never met? I don't care how strong you think the connection is. I was talking last night about a female. I read about this lady in the UK who had been scammed out of 50,000 pounds. 50,000 pounds is close to $100,000 in USD. That's a lot of money. And from what she was saying was she had sent money and she was just, after she had sent so much, she felt almost obligated. She wanted to believe that it was true. People, trust and believe. If a person is asking you for money, that is the total red flag. Don't try to paint it pink. Don't say, well, he's coming to visit me. If a person is, your prince is probably a room full of Nigerians over in Africa planning to get your money. There's also a documentation that was showing that a room full of Nigerian guys they took turns talking to people. You could be talking to multiple people and you think you're talking to this one person making a connection. Don't send anybody money. Even if you've met them, don't send anybody money. Just have that as a rule. Don't do it, okay? The request for naked pictures. I know I don't have to say this. Y'all smart enough to understand you shouldn't be sending naked pictures even to the people you know half of the time. And I'm going to tell you a little bit of teensy-weensy secret. If you're sending naked pictures, please don't show your face. Don't put your face on camera. I'm not telling you to send naked pictures, but I'm just saying if you're going to, you feel like you're there, you're going to send pictures. Don't put your face on camera, especially if you're talking about a stranger who you've never met. Do not send naked pictures. So you got the request for love, you got the request for money, and then you're talking about naked pictures. This is scam, red flags. 49 million people online, people. You don't have to settle for that one. And it's really sad because people actually prey on the vulnerable. They prey on the lonely. Hey, Edna, how you doing? They prey on the lonely, and people actually get taken. They get taken for their money because they believe that this person is actually feeling the same way that they're feeling. There's an individual that I know who has been dating. She called him her fiance for 8 years and has never met him. And I'm pretty sure she has paid many a Nigerian bills. I feel bad. I don't know what to say. I can't, what do I don't know. I don't know. Okay. With all of that being said, let's move on into, if you have any questions at any time, please know you can put your questions down here and I will try to answer them to the best of my ability on camera. And if I miss it while I'm on camera, I would definitely put it back at the bottom of this video once I'm done with this one. So next, profile pictures. Profile pictures can tell you so many. They say pictures are worth 1,000 words. A profile picture on an online dating site is worth 10,000 words. Things to look out for on other folks' profile. If a person do not have a profile picture, I can guarantee you 98% chance this person is married or in a relationship. And the excuse will be, I can't put my picture on social media because my job does not allow me to, post my picture. However, I can send you a picture in your email. People, okay, think about this. If you can't post your picture to an online dating site, an email is the internet as well. These people are being shady. They're trying to hide. They're trying to hide their identities because their significant other probably know they're doing shady stuff and probably checking the sites every once in a while. If they do not have a picture, 49 million people are online, folks. You can move to the next one. You can move to the next one. These are situations. Now, I was saying yesterday that you don't want to get into that position where you feel like you have these millions of options and you just start passing people over for crazy standards that you've listed, for visual standards or for, for the trivial stuff. But when it comes down to this, when there's no picture, I would just trust and believe that in the email, it's just a cover up so that their significant other don't find them on the dating sites. Obscure, hard to see pictures. Okay, now I want to ask you a question. If you're on an online dating site and you're trying to meet people and the visual is very important for this, why would you put up a picture that you can hardly see, that's kind of fuzzy and blurry? Why would you put up a picture like that? Because you don't want a person to see you, and it's either because you feel as if a person's going to think a certain way about the way you look, or you think a certain thing about the way you look. If you think in your mind about the reason you would do an action, that's probably the same reason someone else is doing it. So if a person put up an obscure picture, kind of be, if they can't give you a clearer picture or a better picture, be a little bit apprehensive about what that picture is trying to hide or what that person is trying to hide as well. If a person is putting up nude and nearly nude pictures, sex. If you're looking for a hookup, hey, there you go. But if a person is putting up nude or nearly nude pictures, that means that this is their best asset. That's for anything. That's your best asset. That's what they're displaying. That's what they're putting up. So be careful of that. And also, don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't put nude pictures or nearly nude pictures. It's not sexy. It shows a sign of desperation. And people will prey on that. People will prey on that. If your body is beautiful, you can display your beautiful body in a decent outfit. Okay? Confusing camouflage pictures. That's the same thing as the obscure pictures. They're trying to hide something. Another thing that people do is they put a picture up with a whole bunch of friends. So they feel like, if I put my friends up, it's going to be for one or two reasons. If they put up a picture with a whole bunch of friends, and it's not just a picture showing you in an experience, it's, this is my picture, look at me. It's because they're either trying to make themselves associate themselves with their good-looking friends, or their friends are much more, their friends are worse looking than they are, and it making them look better in that group. Is one of the two reasons. I'm sorry. That is not nice. Photoshop pictures and fake pictures are very obvious. Filters are very obvious. Look for those and understand that we know what filters do for us. Filters do the exact same thing for them, and as far as, hiding some stuff or whatever. I'm not saying that you can't use it. I'm just saying at least include one where you are being seen for who you are. Old pictures. Watch out for pictures that look, we know the pictures where they posing in front of the big wicker chair in clubs. That's an old picture. You got a 50-year-old man putting a picture up when he was 30. And, things change between 30 and 50, and it's not a true display of who they are. It's not a real representation of who they are, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later as well. But the wicker chairs, the car picture when they had it looked like a painted scene in the back, those are old pictures. Look at the hairstyles. I know the afro and stuff is bad, but you can tell the difference between the afro we wear today and the afro they wore back in the day. take note as far as how old the picture is. Now, this is the same thing that happens for your picture. If you're going to place a picture on a dating profile, make sure that the picture, okay, at least 3 pictures. The first picture should be a really clear face shot right here. This is it, right? Really clear face shot. The second one, you do want to do a full length picture for the obvious reason. I'm not even going to go in, y'all ain't going to get me talking about people, but look, for the obvious reasons, do a full body shot. And then try to put in at least a picture of you in an experience. So if you like skiing, if you have a picture of you, actually in the motion of skiing, or you like skating, or, playing, whatever it is, playing chess or whatever it is, get a picture of you doing that experience as well. I know a lot of us, with today's fashion things, there's a whole bunch of accessories we can use for ourselves, like wigs and braids and extensions and all this stuff. I would say this. If you're going to put a picture of your extensions that come down to your butt, please put a picture of your real hair as well. You don't want any surprises. And like I was saying yesterday, there is a lot of things that a lot of times happen that a person tried to put a picture of some people even put pictures that's not even them. And what happens is when you meet in person, then you get a hurting experience, and that could be emotional hurt, and sometimes it could be a physical hurt. We heard of catfishing, how people constantly tricking people into believing. And I'm going to tell you this, a lot of times the mindset is this: if I talk and I make this connection and he likes me or she likes me well enough, when she meets me, she's going to overlook that I am not 5 feet, whatever it is for a female, or I'm not 6'4" as a male, and you're 5'2" as a male. There is no connection in the world that is going to make a person overlook that you lied to them. And the connection they had was with someone totally different. It's not even with the person you represented. So there's no way that's going to work. Please don't do that. Like I said last night, it's better for a person to know from the front who you are truthfully than to meet you and you're not that person. Because the connection is gone anyway. And you've already put yourself with someone. You already made that, that familiar connection with somebody else, and it don't work. So you've already invested your heart and your time into this. And people are very serious about being fooled. I don't have to say anything about if you're male, you should say you're male. And if you're female, you should say you're female. I'm not going to say the obvious, so we're going to let that one go. And I think I covered the part about the hairstyle. Make sure the hairstyle is there. Make sure you get a current picture of your hairstyle. I can remember when I was dating, using online dating service, when I was up the sites, I was talking to a guy on the phone, and great connection, conversation, just going, smooth conversation, intelligent and everything. And then when we were talking about the pictures that we saw, because in some pictures you can't really tell the height of a person. And okay, let me put this out here. If you have a question about things, ask the question. Ask the question before you go out. So anyway, so me and this guy, we had this, it was good conversation and everything else. And one day after work, I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, because I was going into the casino with a co-worker, and I was supposed to meet this, he was like, hey, I can come up and meet you, right? I'm like, cool, okay, come meet, right? And so I say, where are you coming in at? I'm going to be waiting at the front so I can meet you. And I'm going to be waiting at the front so I can, what are you wearing so I can recognize you, right? Y'all, I am 5'9". The conversation didn't come up. I have to admit that this was totally my fault. I am 5'9", and this guy come in, and I promise you, he hit me probably about right here. So what do you do, right? The personality was cool. I wasn't going to embarrass anybody. And, when he come in, he kind of, wow, you're tall. And I'm sitting like, wow. he grabbed, so he grabbed my hand and we're walking, right? And it's like, he's like, oh my God, I feel like, you're helping me. Okay. If you have a question, ask the question. Don't sit and wait for, for chance to figure it out for you, okay? If you want to know height, ask the height. If they lie, then that's on them. This was on me because I didn't ask the question. So I do say, if you have a question that you want answered, make sure you ask that question. And if it's something that you require to have before you meet, ask it before you meet. And that way, if there's some type of misrepresentation, it's not from your side. Okay, wow. And another thing, when you go out on dates, this is for the guys. I heard so many guys complaining about women using them for meals. When you go out on a date to meet a person for the first time, do not, let me repeat this. Do not take a person you don't even know if you like to a 5-star restaurant with meals starting at $120. You don't even know if you like this individual. Go to a Starbucks, go to a bookstore, and if she requires you to feed her and do that to her, then you probably already getting the hint that this person is probably not the one for you. Do not take a person to a 5-star restaurant where meals are super expensive and then complain because she's not interested in you after the meal. This happened. This one guy I was talking to told me that this female came into this really expensive restaurant and actually ordered 2 entrees. She ordered 2 entrees and she had 1 to go, and she could have been taking it to her boyfriend. Guys, be aware and be smart. Stop, trying to impress. Stop trying to impress with your bling and then get upset when you catch gold diggers. That's what bling attract. That's just like going to a fishing hole with a bait and get mad because you catch a fish. Stop using bling because you would catch your gold digger. And if you do catch a gold digger, if that's what you want, that's fine. Nothing against gold diggers. Do your thing. But don't complain about it if that's the bait that you're using. And that's the same for females. If you know you're looking for a serious relationship, don't use booty to attract them, okay? Booty attracts what? Booty calls. Okay, I'm done with that part. You guys get it. When you go somewhere, don't expect a person to buy your love or to prove that they're interested in you by buying material things. This is going to probably get a little bit of backlash from you liberated people, or I don't need a man people. I don't know what it is. I don't know what you call it. My suggestion is do not be intimate with a stranger unless, okay, if you're looking for a hookup and that's what you want to do, go for it. But don't be intimate with a stranger if you're looking for a long-lasting relationship. Not saying that it can't happen. It probably can happen. But figure the odds. That's all I'm saying about that. Okay. I do have a little exercise that I always advise people when it comes down to doing something you may or may not be comfortable with. Or you're trying to figure out if you should do it. If you determine in your head that no matter what happens after you do what you're going to do, that you're going to be okay, okay, go for it. So for example, if you decide you want to hook up with a stranger, okay, and you get in your head, okay, what's the worst thing that can happen outside of death and disease, okay? When you're finished being intimate with this stranger, he gets up, leave, and you never hear from him again. If you can be okay with that and look at yourself and say, you know what, I still would have did it because that's what I wanted to do, cool, do your thing. But if you know that that scenario would crush you, bother you, get you all upset so that anybody you meet going forward is going to pay for it, don't do it. It's really easy. It's really simple. It's really simple. Okay. Let's see. So while you're on this date, let me see a couple of red flag behaviors to look out for. If a person constantly calls you pet names instead of your name, I'm not saying that's a big deal, but I'm saying how much effort is it to put forth to say your name, to actually acknowledge who you are and to concentrate on that. I consider that either it can be dealt with a correction and say, you can let them know what your name is. But to continually call a person baby, sweetheart, if that's not your name, I would wonder about the respect of all of that. That the conversation is all about sex. You already know where it's coming from. Look for art behaviors. Any type of, let's see where I am. Okay, I'm coming up on my half hour. Okay, art behaviors. So if a person displays these behavior on the first date, this probably means that you're probably going to see more of that throughout the relationship. And it also can tell you the type of person that you're dealing with. I went on a date once on an online dating, like I said before, and the guy was, you know, cool and everything, but all the way through the date, he kept asking me, am I sure you're okay with my height? Now, this guy was probably about 6'6", and he was constantly through the night saying, you know, if you don't like my height, just go ahead and tell me. If my height is going to bother you, go ahead and tell me. This is along the same line as the disclaimers. Something has happened where somebody used his height as an excuse, and he is now insecure in that. And with that insecure and art behavior, you already know what you're going to be dealing with after that. Bring enough cash just in case he doesn't. This is for the females. Bring enough cash just in case he don't bring enough. Men, I am a traditionalist, so my thing would be men pay for the date, women offer the tip. Men pay for the date, women offer the tip. And have it just in case he said yes. Don't just offer it thinking, okay, that's all I got to do. Have it just in case he said yes. If you could get the tip, that would be cool. There's no, you won't feel so obligated to a person just because they paid for your food. So, you know what? I am rolling along. This is pretty cool because I am right on my half-hour mark. And I was actually able to compress all of this stuff into 2 days instead of holding it for 3. What I want to say is love may feel instantaneous when you meet people online. It may feel instantaneous, but real love lasts, and it don't have to be rushed. You don't have to be or do anything that you're not comfortable with. You are who you are, and the person who is for you is going to be perfect for you in your imperfection, and vice versa. You don't have to do all this stuff. You don't have to be someone that you're not. If you're nervous, it's okay. Be nervous. Go for that. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, a lot of times on online dating, there's going to come the time when you decide, okay, we've talked and we've met, but we're just not a match. I'm not interested, or he's not, who I thought he was, or whatever it is, or she's not the person who I thought she was. And guys, you guys do this most often. This is why I'm saying this. If you're not interested in a female after your first date, just let her know. Don't do the fade away. Don't do the ghosting. If you have a conversation with a person and they think that something is going on and you all of a sudden just disappear, man up. Just man up. Don't do that. Don't do that. And if you feel, this is for male and female, if you feel like as if you have not made a connection, only thing you have to do is say, I have enjoyed meeting you, but I don't feel that we're a match. And you don't have to say that in the date. I wouldn't suggest saying that while you're on the date, especially I wouldn't suggest saying that on the date. But I do say if you're not interested in that individual, please let them know without doing the fade away and going anywhere. And also, don't go anywhere where you are alone with a stranger. Safety first. You have to always think about safety, because even though you have a good conversation and you meet and they are who they are, you still don't know what type of thinking that person is. There's so many incidents where people are getting caught up in so many different things and getting harmed. It's just a matter of just being safe. It's just being aware. It's having some form of discernment, so that whatever you feel, if your intuition is blaring and telling you something is not right, I don't care how cute he is, I don't care how fine she is. If something is telling you that something is not right, then something probably is not right, and it's not worth the risk to ignore that voice. Okay. All right. So we got through day 2. And you guys, if you guys are honestly interested in online dating, you still feeling some type of apprehension about going out there, I am here to help you. I can help you with creating your profile, which means you write your profile and we put it and we get together virtually or face to face, and we write it in a way where it becomes more attractive or more interesting. I won't say interesting because you are interesting no matter what, and the person who's for you is going to find whatever you are interesting, but we want to put it in a way where it can catch attention and it'll be not like the everyday norm. I will help you edit your profile. That's what I'll say, because I do not believe in misrepresentation. I believe that you are enough as you are, and we just buff up yours to say what you're saying just in a really cool kind of way. If you need help selecting profile pictures, I will be able to walk you through that and help you select profile pictures to use for your online dating site. And email support. If you have questions or concerns, or you get something that you're having questions about, whether it's a person who put up a crazy picture or you feeling some type of way, then 2 sets of eyes is better than one. And I'm here to offer that service to you for a small investment as well if you need that. Whew. Okay, I think, did I cover everything? Wow. I think I did. So, thank you guys. If anybody have any questions, now is the time to do so. You can ask your question. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes because we all know Facebook Live have a slight delay. And I'm going to go back to my motivation song while we wait for y'all to get questions. I'm going to give you a couple of seconds because I know there's a delay. But in the meantime, y'all can jam with me with this. I don't know if you can hear it. Okay, I don't see anybody typing anything or putting anything. I hope you found this information helpful. I can't see any movement. I hope you guys found this information helpful. Can I get a like or something so I can see that you're still there? You haven't fallen asleep? You haven't fallen asleep on me while I have been sitting here talking for the last half hour. Can I see a thumbs up or something? Hey, Adaria, you're back tonight. I hope you were able to catch most of it. I'm getting ready to sign off in a couple of seconds. I saw a couple of likes then. So ghosting isn't nice, but would it be wrong after the first date? You owe no one anything. You are 100% right. You don't owe anyone anything. And I don't think ghosting is ever right, simply because of the fact we are adults and it's communication. If you're not interested in someone after the first date, I'm not saying do it while you are on the date. After the first date, during your next conversation, you can let them know, I had a good time with you, but I don't think we're a match. At least you've let them know and you didn't just disappear. I can have a conversation with somebody. Matter of fact, I had a conversation with someone that lasted about 3 or 4 hours. I love talking. I love meeting people, but there wasn't a connection. And he thought because we had a conversation for that long that there was some type of match. And that's, totally understandable. But I would not have let him continue to think that there's something there. So the thing is just let a person know, you don't owe anybody anything. And I still say safety above anything else. That's why I suggest you don't do it on the date. You do it after you are back into your safety, to let a person know that you're not a match. Because we don't know the temperament and we don't know the behavior of people that we're dealing with. These are people who can anybody can be anything online. I can be 5'3", I can be 6 feet online. I can be the nicest person in the world and online. Anybody can be anything online. So we have to be really, really careful about how we handle people when we're with those people. Okay, also some people think that just because they fell head over heels, that the other is going to delete their profile immediately as they did. Thoughts? My thought is this: until there is a verbal agreement, some type of commitment that says we are going to, work on being exclusive, I do not believe that it should be expected of anyone online dating to delete their profile, because the purpose of online dating is to meet people. And until you get to that person where you feel like, okay, this is a definite, I wouldn't suggest deleting an account. I wouldn't suggest deleting the account. My thought is you are still looking until you're done. So if there is no verbal agreement or commitment that says we're going to be exclusive and we're done, I would not expect a person to delete their account, and I would not delete my account. we have to be adults, and we have to be adults in the way that we handle things. You know, I can have like I was saying before, I can have a conversation with you and enjoy talking to you, but I know that you're not a match for me, or I maybe want to, you know, let me try a little bit longer and see what happens, because sometimes the first date won't tell it. So I want to see what else is happening, but I'm not going to delete my profile yet, because we haven't, I don't know if he feels that way about me. I don't know if the second date is going to make a difference, you know, so no, we don't delete our profiles until it's an agreement, and or you just ready to delete it and it has nothing to do with the other person. Okay. Anybody else have anything before I round and wrap this up? Well, as I was saying, I hope you guys got something out of this. I hope that it was helpful in some way. If you are online dating and you go out there, you know, please be safe. The world is a crazy place. There are crazy people in it, even though that does not mean that they all exist online. The people online are the same people who are in the world, the same people that you meet at the grocery store. Sometimes they're the same people in your house. That's the complicated relationship. You got to be careful. Watch out for that. Watch out for that. So I'm going to give a couple more seconds just in case anybody else have a question. And I will be signing off on this course. And like I said, it was originally scheduled for 3 days, and I was able to spit through the information in 2 days. So how cool is that? While we're here waiting, I do want to tell you guys, I have a meditation and mixed media canvas art workshop that's coming up on the 20th of January. If you are in the area, I would be so grateful if you would join me. I will put the link to where you can get more information and see where the tickets are once I finish the video. That would be so cool. And basically what it is, it's going to be a workshop. It's going to be 2 guided meditation sessions, and basically the initial session is to open you up to your emotions and the energy, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to, you know how there are vision board parties and that type of thing. Well, the vision boards kind of get you to think about what you want your future to be. This workshop is about where you are right now. We want you to open, you know, and be acceptable of where you are, because everything that we feel is valid. So we open, the meditation is to get you to a point of where you are, and then we put it all on canvas. There's no right, there's no wrong, no experience necessary. I am supplying everything that you will need. I do say dress very comfortably if you decide to join me, and if there is any type of focus item that you want to place on your canvas art, I suggest that you bring that, because that will definitely make it a lot more special for you. But as for, like I said, dress comfortably, and there will be paint and, well, mixed media. We know mixed media is everything. And when I say bring in, if you want to bring items in that you have around your house as well, you can do that as well. I'm talking nuts, bolts, washers, anything that you can glue to your canvas will make it special if you want to bring it. So if you're interested, I would, and in the area, I would love for you to join me on January 20th for my meditation and mixed media canvas art workshop. And you also have a second meditation session towards the end that will kind of ground you back to where you were. And we kind of, you know, get you along your way, and you take home your creative piece that you have created, your piece of art that you have created, where we hope that you're able to express your energy. It's like an energy checkup, and you can put that all on canvas. So if you would join me, that would be awesome. Well, folks, that is the end of my guides and tips to online dating. I hope that you guys got something out of it. I am going to end this broadcast right now. Thank you so much for joining me. If you didn't catch day one, please visit the broadcast from day one. And you guys have a wonderful night, and I will talk to you later. Good night.